Namaste. Welcome to mid-September 2016. It's an incredible, wonderful month.
Wow, very intense, very powerful. And Shri and I first want to open up with just saying thank you. Thank you to all of you that are watching our Ascension Deception video series. This is essentially number 3 in that series, although certainly a standalone video. We are really grateful. We're grateful that so many of you are coming forward and saying, yeah, enough is enough. I see the truth. I'm tired of being told something when my insides don't feel right. And we're grateful. And we're here because, as we mentioned also in our September Revelations video for 2016, and we really encourage you to watch those if you haven't yet, that we were going to put out a lot of videos this month, that we were going to come out with a video mid-month because we're in a powerful shift right now. Remember, we've been in this retrograde. Today, the 16th of September, we have that huge full moon, we have the lunar eclipse, and we are in that moment of going deep and the void and coming out the other side for the remainder of this month.
It's truly a month of cycles, recycles, rebirth, and renewal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential right now. The question is, how is that potential being harnessed? Are you harnessing the energies of these times to be authentic, to live your truth, and to perhaps risk having others around you go, you're a little different. Maybe I should be worried about you.
Yeah, you're part of a cult. All the things you get when you wake up, right? And Shri and I actually have a video we're going to be putting out near the end of the month about what it is to be a spiritual pioneer. Because if you're watching our videos, you're a spiritual pioneer. Know it or not, like it or not. And it's a cool, awesome thing because the planet's finally catching up with you. Yet there are many who like, let's just call it mainstream, new age, metaphysical, profit-mongering thought. And those people are not real happy about the pioneers that are out there. And that's cool too, because everybody's needs are being met. So here we are at this profound moment in September. Lots of things are happening. Everything we've predicted is already revealing this month, and you can watch all of our other videos to get caught up.
I'm just smiling because I'm remembering some of the temples that we've been honored to visit in India, both Buddhist temples and Hindu temples. And sometimes you'll recall there are paintings showing these flying energies behind the head of the Buddha or the saint, showing angels. And when I was a little younger in my path, I looked at that and said, oh, those are symbolic representations. At this stage in my path, I recognize those are accurate representations. That indeed, and many deep meditators will confirm this, that there are benevolent entities, spirits, ascended masters, and angels that are available for communication. And we want to share with you today a vehicle of communication that we have been working with for quite some time.
I want to share that our little dogs are right here playing at our feet, and they love when all of the energy gets big in the room. And so we do apologize for any of you if you hear some of their little rustling. They'll calm down in a moment because they really do enjoy the energy. And, Shri and I also, from our heart to yours, just want to share, coming up right now in September, as a matter of fact, this month, September 20th, before the end of the retrograde, happens to be my 56th circle around the sun, and I'm very excited about that. And the reason I'm excited about that is because I know what it means, and it's basically saying, Kira, it's time for you also to really step out even more. And Shri and I, when we left the circus because we started getting, you get the haters and you have the lovers and you have everything in between. And it got to the point where we just did not enjoy the projections and really felt that we could serve the world better if we pulled out, if we remained more authentic to all of the gifts that had been bestowed to us. Because we had, I think we mentioned in some of our videos, there were people that wanted our books, but they said we could no longer talk about Archangel Zadkiel. There were people that wanted to put Shri in an Armani suit and screamed at us about the way we dressed. And there were people that, lots of things. And we had lots of big money put in front of us and lots of contracts put in front of us and big producers, names you guys all know. And we realized that we could not compromise this gift. We chose the life of spirit and service over the life of money and fame, perceived fame, because fame is such an illusion. And so, long story short, we are here. And I just want to say thank you to all of you, because we only are on the planet to serve. And today, on the 16th of September, we received a profound download that said, you need to do this today, this day. You need to be able to share it with the world right now, and you need to let go of any fear of that. So I, Kira Ra, on this day, am saying to all of you that any remnant fear that I may have carried about sharing the gift that Shri and I have been blessed to give with the planet, forgive me for being concerned about putting myself out there that much, because the love and the authenticity and the extraordinary awakeness that you guys are carrying on the planet right now humbles my heart and gives me so much enthusiasm for our collective future. Fifth dimensional living and well beyond, Shri and I are frequently in seventh and ninth dimension, is real. It is not hard. It is not an illusion. It is not a psychotic episode. It is the result of relaxing all ego that would seek to control and inviting in the blessing of complete, true spiritual community. So that's what we're here today to talk about, and it kind of shifted where we're going.
Absolutely, because true spiritual community includes those angels and cosmic beings that I referenced earlier that are in some of the sacred art that you'll find around the planet.
Yeah.
The angels and the cosmic beings are indeed part of our family, and that we enjoy a conscious communion with these benevolent energies. And the moment that a person begins to talk about that is where we start having a separation in affiliation, you might say. Those that say this can't be, and those that say tell me more.
Or usually what they say is there's no money in what you're doing, and that's literally what they say.
There's that as well. The piece that I just want to share today is that my history has been one initially of study, and then as my heart opened and as my intuition opened, I began to balance the knowledge with true wisdom. And what I have learned is that such pure communions with spirit, with ascended beings, is very rare. Very rare on our planet. It's for a number of reasons, and one of the reasons is the thought body that is surrounding the planet, that is the astral energies that will interfere with those that begin to open their crown chakra and receive the communions. That's one reason. And the other reason is that when people do this, their ego self gets involved in some way, either thinking they themselves are crazy, or thinking they themselves are special. The ego can flip down a number of avenues.
And it is possible to have influenced messages. You know, there's a lot of people I agree with that talk about this, that, you know, oh my God, you know, these messages that are coming in are not actually of the highest, and there's all these other issues. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And one of the gifts that you can always use to discern, and if you haven't watched part 2 about spiritual discernment, watch it, is how you feel. And this goes for anyone, because just because an archangelic presence might come through my body and shift my voice, the blessing of the message is how you feel. And just because someone else may not have their voice change, and it may not look as if they're being given words, they are, and they're being done in a way that, quite frankly, should make you more skeptical. How do you feel when you're listening to the message? Are you left feeling disturbed? Are you left feeling uneasy? Are you left feeling less positive about all the things that are happening? Are you left feeling angry or doubtful? These are important things to pay attention to, my angels, because that's where the money is going. And because most people fear money, and I'm sorry, I really have to finish this because they're making me finish it. Because most people are so afraid of money, because money is their God, right? Because money is their God, they go for it. And you think that just because somebody who's talking to you has a lot of money, that suddenly they must be right. No, they're very good at working the system. And that's cool. It's totally cool. You know, as Archangel Zadkiel always says, if you're going to do density, do it really well. You know, Donald Trump it, do it really well. But if you honestly think that you are ready to live a life of spirit, then live a life of spirit. And really do it. And guess what? You'll be abundant. I promise you, you will be, even if you're not sure where it's all going to come from. So I'm off my soapbox. And forgive me.
You know, it's just important to be in a place where you recognize your heart is the starting point. This is the root chakra of the ascended state of being.
I'm giving a mist on that one. That's mist-worthy.
The root chakra. The heart is the foundation. It's not the final end point. With the heart foundationalized and our energy lifts into the higher chakras, we begin to lift into the 12 points of the ascended chakra system. In this connection is where we connect to other cosmic beings who are already in the ascended state. And that is one way that your mind can wrap around what's going on a little bit. As long as the energy is in the lower chakras, then there's need to control, there's need for fear, there's need for money, there's need for
off balance,
personalizing it. Versus what Kira was sharing is, if the message leaves you feeling somehow reassured, somehow more peaceful, somehow, even if it is a little disturbing, meaning it disturbed your thoughts, but it didn't disturb your heart, then pay attention, because your heart knows the way.
Your heart's the truth detector. Sometimes the emotional body is going to get a little concerned, or is going to be like threatened because it might be invited to grow. But if your heart feels peace and there's an overall sense of divine peace and positivity and momentum, then pay attention.
Yeah, and whenever anyone offers you a message or you're reading something, be mindful, be discerning, and say, okay, what part of this is for me? What part of this is really appropriate? You don't have to swallow, so to speak. You don't have to swallow it all. The key is to cultivate your own capacity to live an empowered life and to use the gifts that others offer for your evolution. And that's it.
Yeah. And so here we are in the middle of September 2017, and the deception energies are growing, and the conflicts are growing, and we are heading towards some peak events very, very quickly here. You can even see some of them this month. You're going to definitely see a whole bunch of them in October, and we're going to talk about that in October. However, for today, we're going to share with you that everything we've just said is what we have been guided to share with you, except one final piece. The Archangelic Realm, the Ascended Masters want to speak with you directly. That's the message for this moment, and that's what we have to introduce, I guess, is all we've been doing, is that this is not for us to share anything with you other than to say thank you for being here and to prepare, because we have whenever we do this, we have no idea.
We're going to hold the space.
And we're going to open more space with the mist. Go ahead.
And when I say hold the space, what I mean is to create the energetic portal that is based upon the surrender to the divine, allowing the ego self to simply lie quietly aside while Kira vacates her body, making space for the angelic being to offer whatever message is forthcoming.
So we invite you to do that. We're going to close this video, and then when you're ready, please click on the very next video, and we look forward to being with you then. Namaste.